This episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
Hello there, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. I am your host, Jesse Oakley III. Now, the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is for yours truly to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community, whether they're speakers, writers, authors, entertainers, athletes, community service people. You'll hear from them first right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. And today we have ourselves a wonderful episode, and I love Toastmasters. I've been a part of this wonderful organization for 23 years, and I can always imagine amazing people that I get a chance to meet from all over the world. And today, you're in for a real treat. Today, I have with me a distinguished Toastmaster from Singapore, and please help me welcome none other than the lovely, the one and only, Swarna Kalyan. Hey, Swarna, how's it going?
Hey, thank you so much, Jesse, for having me on your show. 23 years? Wow, that's a long time. I'm only 8, so a long way to go.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Just keep going, and this journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Or as long as you're able to keep stepping, that 8 years will turn to 23 years really quickly.
Okay, I'm sure it's going to happen. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, before we get started, are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right. So, without any further delay, let's chat.
Yes.
All right. Now, you've been a part of Toastmasters for 8 years. Could you give me your definition of what Toastmasters is all about?
Thank you so much. My definition of Toastmasters is basically many of us think of Toastmasters, it's disguised as a public speaking club. But actually, for me, I would say it's a place where you find your voice and end up finding my own purpose. That's what happened to me. And the best part of it is it's a global community. Like how you and I have connected, there is opportunity for all of us to connect with confidence, and communicate well. And it's basically one speech, one evaluation, one role at a time. We are growing. This is my definition.
All right. That's truly fantastic. And the next question I do have for you is I got my start Toastmasters many years ago at this thing called Speechcraft. How did your Toastmasters journey begin?
I have an interesting story for this. My
Ooh.
16-year-old girl, I was trying to persuade her to go on stage in school. And she turned around like any teenager and said, it's very easy for you to say not going up anywhere, right? Sitting there at the comfort of the house, and you tell me, do this, do this, do this. I want you to show me you can speak on stage, then I will do it. And she was the reason why I started to look around and I found Toastmasters through another friend. I went straight to a club. I saw one meeting and I signed up. That's how I joined Toastmasters in July 2018.
Ooh, that's definitely a good story to actually get a chance to hear it through the wonderments of your daughter, and it leads to this wonderful journey within Toastmasters. I love hearing stories like that about connection and togetherness, and you told us a wonderful start because it goes to show you that everybody has their own starting point, whether it's
Yeah.
myself with Speechcraft or yourself with your daughter. It's truly amazing to actually get things started.
Yes, that's right. Very true. I always say that my daughter is the reason why I'm here today. And she helped me discover a part of me that I never would have known if not.
All right. Now, I have experienced different types of challenges when I go through a journey, whether it be through a communications journey or leadership journeys, being in the serving as an area director, the division director, district director, regional advisor, all at the international director. I experienced a plethora of journeys along the way and challenges that I was able to overcome. And when it comes to your journey in Toastmasters, what were some or at least one of the challenges that you face that you're able to overcome with your public speaking?
For me, it has been leadership. I would say it is a huge realization for me is that leadership, especially in Toastmasters, is not about titles. It's about making changes in people around you, navigating different personalities, expectations, communication styles, and especially like in the district leadership. In Singapore, I have learned that let go of my personal preferences and look at the greater vision, look at what others want. And that is a very humbling experience for me. So that is one thing. The other is balancing between life and Toastmasters. So that really taught me how to say, very importantly, draw boundaries. Say no when you cannot do it, but do it gracefully. So that's what I learned in Toastmasters, and that is my journey for in leadership and communication.
Yes, indeed. And it's truly amazing, especially balancing your life with Toastmasters. As I like to say many times, Toastmasters is not everything. Toastmasters is not the only thing. Toastmasters is a good thing. And it is
Yeah.
definitely a good thing to have within the past 100 plus years of this organization. Yes, you do have priorities. You do have family. You do have work. You do have other vocations. And Toastmasters is a good thing. And yes, I've been in Toastmasters for this long. I can tell you that Toastmasters should never be the number one thing. It should be either four or five, right behind you, who you have as your family, your workplace, and anything else that can be just as important. So it's truly a good thing. It doesn't have to be the only thing.
Yes. Truly, truly, that's true. Yes.
Okay. Now we talked about the challenges that you face within Toastmasters. There have been so many best moments, I'm sure, that people have within Toastmasters. Now, what has been some of the best moments that you've experienced within your Toastmasters journey?
Oh, there are so many. I'm sure you have many, many more than me. But for me, I think even the first day when I did my icebreaker, right? Oh, wow. And I was like, wow, I can do it. Even though I fumbled, I was shy, and I wasn't the best. When you hear people clap at you, stand up and say, wow, you did it. Wow, that moment is something I will never forget. So that's the first thing about Toastmasters, where everyone embraces you and makes you feel very special. So that's one best moment I can always want to give to someone else as well. Then of course, as you progress, you have mentees, and when they do speeches, you are like, wow, how they have owned that speech, even though you've helped them to see through the speech, but how they own it on stage is just like, wow, it's a moment to be proud of. It's a moment to cherish. And then for me, on leadership, which came by chance, was leading Singapore, where we have 4,000 plus members, and
Ooh.
with so many diverse cultures, races, and even languages. We have language clubs, we have diverse membership. So it was a very beautiful memory that I will cherish always, about leading that group of wonderful people who have sort of made me or trusted me on being their district director, and helped the district go to select distinguish. And we hadn't done it for a very long time. One is because, as you know, the volume is huge. So hitting that number every time was a challenge, but we managed to do it. So that's a very, very proud moment for me, because I told myself, let us target distinguish, right? And that's the bottom line. I said minimum distinguish, and our district went to select, and I said, wow, that's something. So we did beat ourselves up to a little more, like how they say, right? Run 120 meters for 100 meters. So that's what we did for the district. So that is a beautiful moment. And recently, just last week, when I was doing speechcraft,
Mm-hmm.
and I see this person very, very shy, voice not coming out, standing there and sharing her icebreaker. Wow, That was like, I think that's what keeps us going in Toastmasters when we see transformation of so many of them around us. In their own little way, and you say, wow, this is so meaningful, and that's why you want to be here.
That is true, and again, that those are amazing opportunities that you experience within Toastmasters. Whether it is leading a district or helping out in the speechcraft, you, Swarna, are showing examples on what are the possibilities out there when it comes to being part of Toastmasters and taking on what needs to be taken on and doing it with such class as you would, Swarna. Really appreciate you sharing stories with us.
Thank you so much.
All right, now the next question I have for you is: let's say you are a past district director, select distinguished by chance, and you have done many roles within Toastmasters, and there's that new Toastmaster out there that is looking at you and thinking to him or herself, "Wow, I want to be like Swarna. I want to be where she is right now." They come up to you, the new Toastmaster comes up to you and say, "Swarna, you are an inspiration. You inspire me to take on leadership roles and take on junior roles within your organization. And I want to be just like you." If you were to talk to this person who wants to be just like you, wants to be in your shoes, what advice would you give that new Toastmaster?
Start by showing up at every meeting. That's very important. That's where transformation happens. And that's where you discover who you are, what's your purpose, what do you want. So that's the first step. Start up by going to your meeting, make sure you show up at every meeting. And then, of course, every time my journey has been to learn to raise hands. Whenever someone says, do you want to do this? Okay, yes, I want to do it. Whether I know how to do it or not comes second. But the willingness to give my time, my ideas, my support, and then work with a team. So raising your hands for opportunities that come. And in Toastmaster, there are plenty of opportunities, whether it's in the club, whether it's in the area, whether it's a division, district, everywhere there are opportunities. It's just whether you want to raise your hands to do it or not. And we have to learn to give generously because Toastmasters is a platform where all of us, I'm sure you have given so much of your time and energy. So it's about giving. And you learn to give, and what you get out of it is simply amazing. It's not a linear curve, yeah. The growth is not linear. It has its ups and downs. You learn along the way, but the learning is very powerful. So I would say just show up, raise your hands, and give yourself, give the time that is generously.
I tell you, with those words of just showing up and giving your time generously, you are inspiring that young Toastmaster that is there, that is inspired when it goes through his or her journey to hopefully get a chance to reach the higher goals and actually hang out with the stars. Like yourself, Sonia, really appreciate that. Wonderful advice for any young Toastmaster that is out there.
Thank you, thank you.
Uh, Now, next question I have for you is: people can actually need to check out Toastmasters. And let's say that, how could people know more about Toastmasters and know more about your district that you belong to? Where could they go online?
Oh, okay. If you really want people to know outside Toastmasters, we have to speak outside the club. And I do that. I do a lot of activity in the community. I What I've learned in Toastmasters, I take it back to the community. In Singapore, we have community centers, so I'm part of the nearest community center, and I volunteer there. When there is an event, I help them, tell them I can organize, I can help you organize, and I bring the skills I learned in Toastmasters to organize, how to manage time, how to do the whole planning, make it look professional. Do your MC script. We learn as Toastmaster of the day, we learn how to do a program. So we take it forward and show these are the skills that we learn in Toastmasters. So that is one way of doing it. The other way is, of course, social media. Shout out. I joined when I was looking for what is the platform to really go and learn and speak. It was a friend's social media which showed that she was showing best speaker, ribbon, and I was like, what is this best speaker ribbon? And I called her up and I said, what is this? I don't understand. And she said, oh, come over to my club. And that's how the whole thing started. So never hide what you're doing. Be very liberal on social media. Show what you're doing. Tell people what you have gained. And then if they resonate with it, they will join. So that's another thing. But as uh, I am a true believer of building clubs.
Mhm.
So even now, even though I'm not in any leadership position, I like to build clubs. So when there is an opportunity, I always ask, do you think that you want to start a Toastmasters club, either in your office or in the community? And that's how I've been doing. Even last year, I chartered two clubs, and not in Singapore, but overseas, because I was mentoring a group of members who wanted to become DTM, and the DTM path requires you to sponsor and mentor clubs. So these two members were from a corporate club, and they were saying it's very difficult for us to after work go and look for opportunity and things like that. And I just told them, why look outside? Look at your own company and see whether they can charter it elsewhere. And it was like, wow, that's a good idea. I said, yeah, who else can talk about Toastmasters and benefit of Toastmasters better than you? And he spoke to the HR of so there was a club that was from Singapore that was started in India. There was one club that was chartered in the Middle East. So it's like, look outside the box, right? When you can't find something inside. So I told them this, and they took it forward, and I said, I will be with you how to do the opening, and how to do the intro meeting. You need someone to talk to, I can do things like that. So we did that, and they are happy they got their sponsor credit. And I'm happy that I also enable them to get towards their DTM.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, in order for anyone out there, you experience at Toastmasters, the one of the things that you definitely want to do is not only just check out the clubs, but you check it out by going to the Toastmaster website, but toastmasters.org. And in that website, they have a find a club. Just pick out your nation that you belong to, whether it be the United States, Singapore, India, Middle East, Australia, China, Brazil, or any country all over the world. Just go to find a club on toastmasters.org, find a club near you, and get a chance to check out the Toastmasters experience, whether it's in person, hybrid, or even online. I definitely love the online clubs because it gives you a chance to reach out into international organizations as well as international people, and you get a chance to just extend and actually have fun with so many people all over the world. Because as the wise words of Ralph Smedley, we learn best through enjoyment. And would you agree with that, Swarna?
Yes, that is totally agree. Yeah, we learn best in enjoyment, and find your own space of how you find that enjoyment. And I agree, online clubs are one way to learn about another country, another culture, and how they speak. For me, I'm a part of a few online clubs, and I can tell you, I not in the district but outside, basically because I want to learn, and I find that listening to speeches with the local content, it gives us an exposure about, like, say, whether it's USA, and what do they face, and what are their stories, so you get to see things differently, and you learn to appreciate. And I think it's a wonderful way to bring in the inclusion as well.
Definitely, definitely is. Now, the next question I have for you is a shout out portion. And the shout out portion is where you have a chance to thank all the people, as many as you can, for your journey as Toastmasters. Now, if you have a chance to give a shout out to the people and just say thank you for making your dream possible, who would you like to say thanks to?
Oh, there are so many. Jesse, in every level, there's someone who is holding on, watching your back. So I really hope I don't leave behind anybody here. But if I really want to use shout out, first of course, is my home club, who gave me that dream of going leadership, right? They say they supported me. My mentor, Ida Lee, she's not CCCL, the traditional path, but she has been instrumental for me to see a bigger dream. And she said, look at district, look at going beyond the club. And she gave me that vision of going beyond the club, and I can tell you there's no looking back on that. And thanks to her. So that is one she is one person I definitely will use her name and say, hey, thanks so much for giving me that vision of looking outside. And then of course, a lot of members in the club itself, like when I am busy with work, with the district, they are there to take care of the club, and they want to make sure that I'm still welcome when I'm in the club. They are like, make me feel comfortable. And that was one thing that I never gave up, was attend every single meeting of the club. I did not take up roles or do speeches, but I was there in the club. I said, this is my like safe space, right? I just want to sit there, watch you all. I may not have the bandwidth to do a speech. I may not have the bandwidth to do evaluation, but I will be there for you, right? And they were there for me as well. So that was beautiful. That was really beautiful in district leadership, especially as district director. Was time was the essence, right? So many things to do. And then my the other person who saw that I could become a district leader. There were two of them I would like to mention. One is DTM Chakim. He was the district director when I was division director, and he gave me the nudge and he said, Swarna, you should look at club growth director. And I said, huh? No, I'm happy with division director. Go back to club. He said, no, look at club growth director. And then when I was like, no, I'm not sure. Then there was PID Kim Kyung who said, hey, go for it. And there was PID Patrick Uy who also said, go for it. So I knew, okay, if I'm going in this journey, I have some support, right? So someone to fall back, ask questions and things like that. So they were there, who sort of believed in me before I could believe in myself. So that's the beauty, right? And then as you grow, you find people who stand by you and they say you can do it. Especially when we were trying to do distinguished district last term, it was a huge thing. We were not able to crack the code at all, right? Because it's been 8 9 years and we were struggling how to get this number. And then there were so many of them, I can't even name all of them, but there were so many past leaders who said, let's do it, Swarna, you have our support. And they were sharing ideas of how they would have done it. So we tried to experiment, do it and things like that. So there were a lot of them who supported me. But it was not just in the district, there were some outside the district, like who you made friends with as CGD, PQD, right? They were all there, like my fellow district directors. We had a beautiful group where all of us would exchange ideas or even blow out steam, right? Because
Mhm.
you're like, I don't know how to handle this, right? And they were there to listen to you. They were there to nudge you and say, hey, we can do it. And then cheering little victories. So that was a beautiful group, my peer district directors. So I want to shout out to all of them and say, hey, y'all were a beautiful group who helped me achieve whatever I wanted to achieve. And of course, I'm happy for all their achievements as well, whether it was the distinguished district or medley distinguished. They did their best and it was beautiful. And last but not the least was a lot of international people, like you see, you reach out to me. I want to shout out to you as well, Jesse. You are helping me give that voice out. Hopefully we both together encourage many more to join Toastmasters, right? Just not in USA or Singapore, but worldwide, because I think we all need to everyone should experience Toastmasters, is my belief, because it helps you find your purpose in life. Whatever may be our taglines, but I would say for me, Toastmasters helps you find your purpose in life. So if you are wondering what Toastmasters is, it join us. Go find that club and join. Go give yourself time, and I'm sure you will find a reason for joining Toastmasters.
Truly fantastic. And you really got me with Patrick Weed, because when you talk about your team of district directors and district governors, actually, I was able to be a proud of the same district governor class with Patrick Weed, because we had myself, Patrick Weed, Matt Kinsey, Morg Matheson. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Stefano McGee. Let's see, Naomi Takeuchi, TK. We're all in the same class together, and
Oh, okay.
get a chance to meet each other that way. That was truly fantastic, and we were actually able to establish friendships from 2012 to 2013 to right here, right now. So it's
Yeah.
truly, and it amazes me that when you have a group of district directors that are in your class, those friendships can last a long, long time.
That's true. That's true. There are a lot of people who nudge you, who believe in you. Basically, that's what we need, right? When we are trying to do something that you also don't know how it's going to land, but there's someone who's believing in you. And all my past district directors, wow! Shout out to District 80 directors.
Yeah,
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for all their support. We have 20 plus, so I can't name all of them, but I shout out to them. They were like strong with me. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Now, one final question I do have for you, and this question goes out to the people that watch this podcast. They are my fans, and they're called the Happy People, and they're always inspired and amazed by the words of wisdoms at the end of this interview. And if you were to give some wise words of wisdom to my crew, my people, the Happy People, what would it be?
Okay, I think I will split this into what we learn in Toastmasters, right? So we come in with the idea of speaking well, public speaking, communication. Okay, so when we look at communication, what I would say is never underestimate the power of communication. Okay, how we can change lives and how we can do it the Toastmaster way, and it changes with time, right? We have also seen, you have seen evolve how Toastmasters has evolved, and so we will keep evolving in how we do it, but doing it the Toastmasters way of supportive, giving that safe space, that is important. And if we can take it back to workplace, to the world outside, I think it would be a very beautiful world to live in, where we are cheering people even when they fall and say, hey, I'm sure you can get up and move on and move forward. This is not a fall that you should worry about. This is just a learning, right? So that is something that I would say in terms of communication. In terms of leadership, I would say the loudest voice is not the leader. I think it's creating space for others to speak is a good leader. Like how you're doing it, you're creating space for many of us to be able to speak and express our thoughts. So a good leader is someone who allows someone else to talk. And also, when it comes to just not Toastmasters, but everywhere else, leadership is not title at all. Okay, and it is more than that, is showing up, being accountable, and not giving excuses. When we stand up, I always tell, when someone wants to stand up for leadership, especially in a voluntary organization, you're not paid to do it, but you're there to give something. And when you're ready to give, ask yourself, do I have the bandwidth and the time now to give? And
Right.
if I can give, then do I have the passion and commitment to do it? When you have passion, commitment, and time, then you step into leadership. Because when you do that, you shouldn't be giving excuses, is what I believe, right? You cannot say, oh, I'm not, I'm the general thing that I hear many of them stepping into leadership, but then later saying, oh, Toastmasters is not everything, why should I have other things in life. If you
Right.
have, please go. Nobody asks you to volunteer, but if
True.
you volunteer, do it wholeheartedly. Don't give excuses.
Yes.
So it's very important for everyone, because when you step up, you should step up completely with no excuses, because then you give your full self and you give others room to grow. And that's how a club grows, that's how an area grows, that's how a division grows, district, and of course ultimately Toastmasters grow. So we have to set ourselves good examples as leaders, so that whoever comes in sees that and learns from us, that When we step up, we do it wholeheartedly. No excuses.
And that is a perfect bookend to a wonderful episode and interview with the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jessica III. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this, Swarna, thank you for taking the time to be here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series.
Thank you so much for having me here, Jesse. And I wish all our viewers here have fun, be happy, and that's the ultimate thing about life. We all have to be happy.
That is true. That is true. And this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. For more information about the Sunday Morning Chat Series and other podcasts, go to prconnectionsradio.com. But wait, there's more. If you want to see podcasts like this, the Sunday Morning Chat Series, there are two places you can go. The first place is to go to PR Connections on YouTube. Just type in PR Connections on YouTube and subscribe, get a chance to check out other podcasts, including this one, the Sunday Morning Chat Series, and you'll be amazed by the great talent and great people that are out there having their own podcasts and their own stories and get a chance to do their own interviews. But wait, there's more. You can also check out the brand new YouTube page called Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. That's Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III on YouTube. And you'll get a chance to see me interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community. You get to see classic interviews from 2020, 2021, all the way up to 2024, right here in 2025. I've interviewed a whole bunch of people, and they have a whole bunch of stories. I figured that you'd like to check that out as well. And this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will take place next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on YouTube and on prconnectionsradio.com. And until next time, you take care of yourselves and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Did you know your clothing could help balance your body's pH levels? Our cutting-edge fabric technology naturally promotes optimal pH balance, helping you feel energized, refreshed, and at your best every day. Use promo code PRTalk for more info. Tap the link in the description or contact our experts at 702-445-9488 to learn more.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.